And you will see, once you go into whatever they're dealing with, you're going to find idolatry there. Guarantee it. If not, show me what religion is keeping Most High's moral laws, civil laws, dietary laws, ceremonial laws that don't fall right into this suit. He said, "For thou shalt worship no other power." Don't let them tempt you and make you feel a certain way because you don't know. Get off your pride and ask questions. Most High hates you. Pride is hateful before man and the Most High. So you got a right to hate people that's prideful. As it is written. I got a whole lesson on pride, envy, and jealousy. Yeah. He says, "For thou shalt worship no other power, for the Most High, whose name is jealous, is a jealous power." Y'all better ask somebody. And realize, when you serving something, you can't serve anything that you can see tangible. You can't pray to something you got in front of you and say you believe in the Most High. Most High is a spirit. He's an invisible power. When the MASHAYACH just left, as we read about him, he went and fell on his face. You think he was praying to that was the Most High, the dirt? Or the grass? In your mind, you can't see nothing. He's invisible power. Wisdom of Solomon, the first chapter. In the Apocrypha that the Protestants took out, 14 books that the Protestants took out in anyway, we're looking at Wisdom of Solomon, the first chapter, the 10th and 11th verse. It says, "For the ear of jealousy heareth all things." You hear that? The ear of jealousy heareth everything. And the noise of murmurings is not here. All you that's murmuring, talking out the side of your neck. Here go Holy King James 611 Bible, right? Same Bible that y'all have, the Revised version. That's what we're reading from, the Revised version. I just want to show you that here you can see that the Apocrypha is right here. It's in between Malachi ends, and then it's the Apocrypha, then it's the New Testament that y'all believe in. Y'all just believe in that. That's all y'all kind of know, but you don't really know it. You see, that's King James Bible, 1611 Bible. Protestants took this part out, the Apocrypha, see it? Holy Bible. King James Version, 1611. See, it's right there. So, you know, scripture say prove all things, so I just wanted you to know that you only got 66 books. If you go to these religions, that's all you have to go by. So let's look at Wisdom of Solomon, the first chapter, verse 10 and 11. It says, for the ear of jealousy heareth all things. Remember, Most High said, his name is jealous. And the noise of murmurings, complaining, is not here. Therefore, beware of murmuring, beware of complaining, which is unprofitable. That's why you got to have faith. Worrying, complaining, after you done prayed, cancels out your faith. Don't pray to the Most High about what you want or what you need, whatever, and you going to doubt by murmuring about the things. Like I say, okay, well, people crying the blues, complaining. Well, did you pray on it? If you prayed on it, then you shouldn't be complaining about it. You shouldn't be murmuring about it, because that cancels out your faith. You might be concerned about certain things, but you don't let it go to the point of worrying Because you start worrying about things and other people that's doing whatever they're doing, like they want to do it, and wickedness or whatever, you start worrying. Next thing you know, you ain't got no faith. How you praying to the Most High that He will deliver even someone that you want to be delivered or healed or whatever they need? And then you steady talking, letting whatever they're going through worry you. There ain't no faith. Faith is something things hope for, the things not seen. That's something going to happen. Whether it's a microsecond after you pray for it, after you desire it, you got to start saying it's going to happen. Because you believe in the Most High. But if you don't, then you don't believe in the Most High. You believe in yourself. That's why you're going to be worried, and next thing you know, you got an ulcer. Next thing you know, you in the grave. People that died from sadness because they don't really have faith. Listen. Therefore, beware of murmuring, which is unprofitable. It's unprofitable. And refrain your tongue, that's your language, what you saying, from backbiting. But there is no word so secret that shall go for naught. There ain't no word that's so secret that will go for nothing. That's why I say speak the positive results into your life. But don't say nothing. Just let the Most High operate. And He said, whatever He gives you, take cheerfully. You got to learn. That's a spirit. That's a change that we got to learn, because we can't do, most people can't do that. How you still happy and you ain't got nothing? You just everything falling apart. You still happy. You still up. You hurting. You like right now, I'm dire as pain, whatever, but can you tell what's hurting? You know what I mean? Like, God, you said whatever you give, you take cheerfully. Cheerfully. That's a spirit that you have to learn. That when you operate in it, you saying it, you apply it in your life, it works. For real, I'm telling you. But there is no word so secret that shall go for naught. Remember, some people praying to themselves. Scriptures say, you don't want to be one of them. You praying, but you really praying to yourself, because what's the point of praying and then you don't believe what you pray to the Most High and asking for? How can it happen for you? How can, we'll take the example of your illness. You pray that the Most High heal you, but you always be, I'm never gonna be healed. I'm never gonna get well. What's your point of praying to the Most High for? You murmuring. It's unprofitable. That's what He's talking about. You got to believe. That's faith. You got to believe in Him. You say, for there is no word so secret that shall go for naught. You praying to Him, then you doubting what He's saying. What you didn't ask for, excuse me. You want to get a positive action to come back to you, so you got to speak positive. You got to believe. Look, let me show you. Let me finish this right quick. But there's no word so secret that shall go for naught. And the mouth that bellieth slayeth the soul. You know what I mean? The mouth, like I'm saying, that's all I'm talking about. Bellieth, complaining, murmuring, showing disappointment in the Most High, telling you can't do whatever you ask for. You praying to yourself. Pretty soon, look, you praying to yourself because you're going against what He said do. And you allowing yourself to fall into the snare of the devil, who wants you to make a covenant with him and not with the Most High. That's why I go to here all the time. All you that's tempted, look what it says. MASHAYACH was telling you point blank. Mark 11:22 to 26. This is what I usually give anyone's coming into the truth. It's always give. And the MASHAYACH was answering, said unto them, have faith in the Most High. That's the first thing He said. He said, have faith in Him. He said, have faith in the Most High. For verily, truly, I say unto you, that whosoever shall say unto this mountain, you got a problem, be thou removed, and be thou cast into the sea. That's a mountain being cast into the sea. and shall not doubt in his heart, in your mind, the way you think, ever, but shall believe that those things which he said shall come to pass, he shall have whatsoever he said. You hear that? Think about it. You need help in some way. So you asking the Most High for this help. And you fervent in asking in your prayer, but once you stop praying and you start running your mouth about what it is that you prayed for, and you contradicting what you prayed for in your speech or what you hearing yourself speak, whether it's out loud to yourself or to someone else. He said you're going to have whatsoever you say. That's very important. So you got to say what you prayed for is going to happen. Therefore I say unto you, what things soever you desire. Here we go. When ye pray, believe that ye receive them, and ye shall have them. You see? You got to believe. That's your faith. That first thing he said, have faith in the Most High. Your faith in the Most High. He said, believe that you receive them, you shall receive them, and ye shall have them. But see, if you don't have the faith in the Most High, you can't. This sounds impossible. Because the first thing you're going to do is doubt. And your doubt going to be shown by your words. That's why you're going to have whatever you say. So you pray, then you say what's going to happen. That's why he said, but it's a condition. And when you stand praying, forgive. If you have aught or a problem against any, that your Father also which is in heaven may forgive you your trespasses, things that you've done that are sinful. You got to forgive. You can't pray to the Most High. You sitting here with all this attitude against people. But if you do not forgive, it's a condition. Neither will your Father which is in heaven forgive your trespasses. You gotta let it go. You gotta let it go. You gotta let it go. For real. It's a process. And you hearing the process, he told you. You just gotta go with it. And remember, Ecclesiasticus 23rd chapter and verse 19. And this just applies to a lot of people because it says, such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Most High are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. See, a lot of people, they care more about how somebody look at them than they do how the Most High feel about them. Such a man only feareth the eyes of men. And to be feared, it means you be afraid to be scared. They only fear the eyes of men. How somebody looking at them. And knoweth not that the eyes of the Most High are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. Doing what? Beholding all the ways of men, and considering the most secret parts. So, it's like you say, ain't nothing that you can do that's in secret that ain't gonna come to the light. That's why we have to be aware. We have to be aware of how we conduct ourselves in following what it is he's telling us to do. Ecclesiastes 17, verse 15. Their ways are ever before him, and shall not be hid from his eyes. 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of man and the secret parts too. I don't think there's anything that you can do to say it's in secret. Verse 19. Therefore all their works are as the sun before him. Remember, his eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. So all the works we do is like one sun. His eyes like 10,000 suns. But he said all the way things that we do are like the sun, the one sun, but he got 10,000. He know everything that we're dealing with. Therefore all their works are as the sun before him, and his eyes are continually upon their ways. None of the unrighteous deeds are hid from him, but all their sins are before the Most High. And don't let nobody tell you that the Most High, like they tell you, the Most High, he hate the sin, but he love the sinner. Make that make sense. The Most High hate the sin, but he loved the sinner. That's one of the craziest things I've heard. But the scripture says in Ecclesiastes 12 and 6, write that down, in the Apocrypha, that the same people that say we're not under the law took out of the Bible. What I just showed you is in the original King James 6:11 Bible. Ecclesiastes 12 and 6. For the Most High hateth sinners. So they lied to you. You hear what it say? The Most High hateth sinners, and will repay vengeance unto the unrighteous, those that don't keep his laws, statutes, and commandments, and keepeth them against the mighty day of their punishment. But you ain't reading that up in the church, are you? Talking about the Most High hate the sin, but he loved the sinner. Y'all out of y'all mind. You heard what he just said. The Most High hated sinners. He hates sinners. That's why you gotta watch that company that you have around you. It's very important. Nahum 1, book of Nahum, the first chapter. In verse 1. Nahum 1 and 1. The burden of Nineveh, the book of the vision, Nahum, the Elkoshite. It said the Most High is jealous. You hear that? As we read, Exodus 34:14. He said the Most High is jealous. And the Most High revenges. Like he said, don't get it twisted. Ecclesiasticus 12 and 6. Ecclesiasticus 12 and 6. What does it say? For the Most High hateth sinners, and will repay vengeance unto the unrighteous. Vengeance unto the unrighteous, and keepeth them against the mighty day of their punishment. Right? Let's get another one. Amos 9 and 10. Amos 9 and 10. Amos 9 and 10. All the sinners, hear what he said, all the sinners of my people, who are the 12 tribes of Israel, shall die by the sword, which say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. Now, you understand the Messiah is all righteous, and when you do things that's contrary to his laws that these preachers are saying that you're not under, you draw evil to you. Because if you don't know what's right, how you gonna do what's right? This ain't something you just make up in your mind. You gotta study the laws from Genesis all the way to Deuteronomy, and the things that he's telling us pertaining to what's right, and the results of what you're gonna get behind breaking the Most High's laws. He said what? Ecclesiastes 12:6, because some of y'all probably ain't listening. For the Most High hateth sinners and will repay vengeance unto the unrighteous, and keepeth them against the mighty day of their punishment. He keeping them to the mighty day of their punishment. That don't sound like a lot of love to me, any love at all. You sin, he say he keeping you for the mighty day of your punishment. That's why he said, Amos 9:10, all the sinners, that's those that break the laws of the Most High, sin is the transgression of the law. In your New Testament, 1 John 3:4, defines sin, the transgression of the Most High's laws. All the sinners, those that break the Most High's laws of my people who are the 12 tribes of Israel, shall die by the sword, which say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. He letting you know he gonna get you. Going back to Nahum, the first chapter, verse 2. The Most High is jealous, and the Most High revenges. The Most High revenges and is furious. You hear this? The Most High is jealous, he revenges, and is furious. The Most High will take vengeance on his adversaries, which mean his enemies. And he reserves his wrath for his enemies. And you know the enemies of the Most High, you want to deal with nations, are in Psalms the 83rd chapter. And like he just said, all the sinners of my people, you the adversaries of the Most High, gonna die by the sword. You a friend of this world. You at war with the Most High. You the enemy of the Most High. Y'all better hear what he's saying. This is serious. Look, go back to Exodus 34. Go back to the law. We're going to read from 13 to 16. It says, but ye shall destroy their altars. That's why we putting Esau in front of your face, saying that he the Most High, saying he the MASHAYACH, he the Jew, he the children of Israel, he everybody. Destroy their altars and what they believe in. Break their images. And cut down their groves. For thou shalt worship no other idol, no other power, but a Most High whose name is jealous. It's a jealous power. We done heard that. We done heard that. We done read that. It's a jealous power. Lest thou make a covenant, lest you make an agreement with the inhabitants of the land, and they go a whoring after their gods, after their, come on. Can't be no simpler than this for us. Look at TBN. Who they got up there? The so-called white man. Representing who? MASHAYACH. Not only that, let me show it to you. Some of you probably miss it. Can't deny this. See what it say? Holy Bible. I'm going way back to 1609. Gotta handle it with care. Look. Come on. See? Come on. You still see it. You see this right here. And what it says, the caption says, in the beginning, God created heaven and earth. So, this is why I'll be so fervent on dealing with you pork chop eating preachers that is not going against that. You don't stand against that. If they say they're the Most High, what they won't do, if thou could say. That's why I said, hey, let's thou make a covenant, a contract agreement with the inhabitants of the land, which our people have done, and they go a-whoring after their gods, their idols, and do sacrifices to their gods. They worshiping their gods, and one called thee, and thou eat of his sacrifice. You eat what it is that they bringing forth to you, and you start worshiping devils. And thou take of their daughters unto thy sons, this interracial marriaging with anyone that's outside of the 12 tribes of Israel. And their daughters go a-whoring after their gods, after their idols. Because remember Psalms 96:5, you can't forget these things. All the gods of the nations are idols. They're not dealing with the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Or ask whoever you're talking about that say they believe in the power of this book. They want to call them God of this book. What tribe are they from? Of the 12 tribes of Israel. He say, hey, I'm the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. This is my name forever and a memorial to all generations. So if you can't identify yourself as one of the 12 tribes of Israel according to the flesh, as we read in Romans 9, the 1st chapter to the 5th chapter, who are Israelites, then he's not your power. That's what he said. Verse 16, and thou take of their daughters unto thy sons, and their daughters go a-whoring after their gods. That's what has happened. Most of these churches filled with who? Women. Then they went a-whoring after their idols, and make thy sons go a-whoring after their gods. After their idols. Going back to Nahum, the 1st chapter, 2nd verse. The Most High is jealous, and the Most High revenges. How you get all love out of this? The Most High is jealous. He said that's his name. The Most High revenges. The Most High revenges. Said it twice. Just in case you hear him the first time, he said the Most High revenges. The Most High revenges. And is furious. Furious. The Most High will take vengeance on his adversaries. That's his enemies. And he reserves wrath for his enemies. He's going to take vengeance on his enemies. He reserves wrath for his enemies. Verse 3. The Most High is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. You heard what he said about the wicked of his people. All the sinners of his people are going to die by the sword, which say the evil shall not prevail over in us. Look, the Most High is slow to anger. He give you a chance to get it together. And great in power. That will not at all acquit the wicked. The Most High have his way in the whirlwind and in the storm. And the clouds are the dust of his feet. See? He have his way in the whirlwind. Look what he's going to do in the whirlwind. Look at that. What he's going to do in the whirlwind. He said he ain't all acquit the wicked, right? Last I read, Job 9:24 said the earth was given to the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof, if not wherein who is there. I done showed you how the Most High the ultimate judge. And I showed you a picture how they painted their picture. So a white man painted his picture as the Most High. And a MASHAYACH YAHAWASHI. Showed you a picture of him. Did you hear what it said? In Nahum 1 and 3, the Most High has his way in the whirlwind and in the storm. And the clouds are the dust of his feet, right? So look at how he's going to have his way in the whirlwind. Go to Jeremiah 30 and 23. Jeremiah, the 30th chapter, the 23rd verse. Behold, the whirlwind of the Most High goeth forth with fury. A continuing whirlwind. You know, like they call flying saucers. They be going around in a circle. Which are the angels. He said, the Most High, behold, the whirlwind of the Most High goeth forth with fury. A continual whirlwind. It shall fall with pain. Upon who? Upon the head of the wicked. The fierce anger of the Most High shall not return until he have done it. And until he have performed the intents of his heart. Till he have performed the intents of his mind. When are you going to consider this? He said, in the latter days, ye shall consider it. Better hear what he's saying. I hear him clear. What about you? Did you hear him? You hear what he's saying? I mean, it should make you want to change. Look at Proverbs, the 2nd chapter. Proverbs, the 2nd chapter. Proverbs 2 and let's look at verse 6. It says, for the Most High giveth wisdom. Wisdom is the proper application of knowledge, how you apply knowledge in your life. For the Most High giveth wisdom. Out of his mouth goeth knowledge and understanding. He layeth up sound wisdom for the righteous. He is a buckler to them that walk uprightly, that keep his laws, statutes, commandments. The only way you're going to be righteous is keep his laws, statutes, commandments. He keepeth the paths of judgment and preserveth the way of his saints. We know the saints are the 12 tribes of Israel. Then shall thou understand righteousness. You see? And we know righteousness is defined in Deuteronomy 6 and 25. Keeping of the commandments of the Most High, which is his laws. Then shall thou understand righteousness and judgment and equity. Yeah, every good path. Because every path is not a good path. No matter how it seems, you find out that you done went down the wrong path, you know? You did this, next thing you know, you jacked up. Because you done went down the wrong path. But it says, then shall I understand righteousness. You're keeping the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. And judgment. You're going to know how to make the proper judgment. Because you're going to be spiritual. Because you're going to think about what you have learned when the book is closed. And you apply it in your life. Learn it, live it, and apply it in your life. Then shall I understand righteousness and judgment and equity. Yeah, every good path. Every good way. When wisdom entereth into thine heart, when wisdom enters into your mind, and knowledge is pleasant unto thy soul, discretion shall preserve thee, understanding shall keep thee, to deliver thee from the way of the evil man. See, this is very important because a lot of you don't realize that there are evil men in this world. To deliver thee from the way of the evil man. From the man that speaketh forward things. Who lead the paths of uprightness to walk in the ways of darkness. Leave the path of uprightness to walk in the path of ignorance and not knowing. What you're supposed to know in dealing with what's right according to the Most High. His word. His truth. His laws. And some of you are going to leave the path of uprightness to walk in the ways of darkness. See, that's why it all comes to play when you look at the Most High told Esau, get thee in the darkness in Isaiah 47:5. And when he went into darkness, he put the people in gross darkness, gross ignorance, until this day. Or you would want to know more about what you don't know, because you don't know that you don't know that you don't know. And you're too prideful to ask to know, so you can know that you can see everlasting life. Because those in the dark going into the lake of fire. With all this truth coming out in these last days. Who lead the paths of uprightness? This is when you sin. And you know it. To walk in the ways of darkness, to walk in the ways of ignorance, not knowing. Those that don't know, but you know. That's why he say gonna beat you with more stripes. Who rejoice to do evil. Some of you love this world. You're the enemy of the Most High. You at war with the Most High. You say anybody else that love this world? Myself say love not the world. He ain't loved this world. What world was he in? So-called white man's world, the Romans' world, along with wicked Israelites and wicked people. See, he made his grave with the wicked. What do you think that meant? He had the Most High to get him out of here. Because this wicked world would have caused his understanding to deplete itself by the bewitching of naughtiness, it says. That's what we're dealing with on a high level. Higher than it was when he was on the earth. Who rejoice to do evil. People rejoice to do evil. They rejoice to do the things of the world. Because they're a part of this world. They're perpetrating a fraud like they in the truth, but they love the ways of the world. They rejoice to do evil and delight in the forwardness of the wicked, whose ways are crooked, and they forward in their paths. Most I hate the forward. To deliver thee from the strange woman, men, even from the stranger. Just a moment.